You thought this was gonna be content? It's Suicide Squad. Yeah, this movie came out like 5 years ago. Some people are still mad about it. I watched it about a week ago, and while I'm not exactly mad about it, I do find it tragically awful. Now, I don't care about the Suicide Squad as a concept. I don't care about the DCEU as a whole. I find most of its content laughably bad. But this movie is a special one. Even for fans of the series, I don't see what you'd get out of a film like this. No, seriously, the only thing I can see the average moviegoer enjoying in this film is the over-sexualization of Harley Quinn. Most of the Harley Quinn shots are fucking pandering. One of the shots at the end where she's kicked in the stomach has a shot with like 4 frames of her ass. The camera is up her ass. Even then, it's a wash in terms of everything I look for in a film. The characters, non-existent. There's barely a single arc in this film between all of its characters, and the only one that I can point to is so broken that it's barely worth mentioning. The plot, another Avengers level threat with a doomsday device. Woo. There's such a massive power disparity between the protagonists and antagonists that they have to give one of the characters a shonen power-up out of nowhere to fix it. The cinematography and editing, I'm not so much a cinematography guy, I like analysing the plot and script. That being said, the colour grading in this film is wank. The entire film looks like a terrible washed-out nightmare, which contrasts horribly with the neon aesthetic during the first third of the film. It's like a pig with glitter lipstick, except most of the time it has no lipstick. This film looks like a pig. Okay, shit, the plot. Amanda Waller, the most despicable character in the film, wants a team of beings capable of stopping Superman. You may have guessed it already, but that is the Suicide Squad. This is how her pitch meeting goes.
Hey, you know Superman? The equivalent of a walking nuclear weapon?
Yeah?
The literal superior human?
Yeah, what about him?
What if he was bad?
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yes, that'd be bad. Now let me make a team of villains to stop the next Superman-level threat.
But what about these guys? What about the Flash? What about Batman?
No, I want to use these guys.
That's it. That's the premise. This team of people was purpose-built to stop a Superman-level threat. What the fuck is Harley Quinn going to do? Send him to horny jail? But apparently this fucking works, cause she has an ace up her sleeve. A literal interdimensional space demon from the 6th dimension that they control using her heart as collateral and inhabits the body of a mortal. A mortal which, upon being consumed by this demon, has a mental breakdown in front of the people who's supposed to be approving this rancid idea. Talk about a stable and controllable asset. They get everyone together and they're introduced through these cutesy intro cards, and there's a song for each and every one of them. Random fact, did you know that the advertising alone for this movie cost $150 million? $150 million. That is fucking disgusting. That's almost as much as the fucking movie cost in itself. And I remember, this movie was everywhere in the months leading up to its release where I lived, and I live in the fucking middle of nowhere. Which brings me back to this. There are like 8 songs in the first 20 minutes. I shit you not, they're all big budget songs to license too. What do they add? Well, a palpable sense of confusion mostly. Oh, you don't own me for Harley Quinn. Cool. There are a hodgepodge of different tones. You got fucking AC/DC and then Eminem. Oh, what? These songs distract me rather than helping me become immersed in the film. The first character we see is Will Smith, who is playing an assassin. Such role variety. He apparently never misses. Then this flashback shows him missing Batman. Wow, my fucking immersion. His backstory is that he was an assassin guy, and then Batman bonked him. He's a super tragic villain because his ex-wife won't let him near his daughter, despite him being near his daughter. This was who I was talking about when I said that there was one arc in this movie, and I say arc tentatively. His daughter says that he shouldn't see him anymore because her mother says that he kills people.
Mama says I can't live with you because you kill people.
That's not true. That's a lie. She's lying to you.
Wow, okay, well let's see this character develop through the movie.
If you're up here and you shoot a man down here on the street, that's how far the bullet actually goes?
You got chamber pressure, you got bullet weight, some shots you leave.
Wow, great. Fantastic. So the only thing that changed is that he doesn't lie now. And apparently his daughter is fine with it. Okay, what an arc. They even had this through line where they said that his deeds would catch up with him. It seemed kinda poignant coming from the dude who murdered his own family and had real demons, but that idea is never entertained again. cool. At least Gemini Man attempted the whole morally torn assassin thing with a little more tact. It fucked up too, but at least it tried. Here, the only thing resembling an arc is brutalized and mangled. What exactly was this supposed to accomplish? It's a fucking joke. Okay, who's next? Fine. Harley Quinn, the least qualified member of the crew, and that's saying a lot. They try to make it sound like she should be in the crew by telling us that she hurt a bunch of guards, and then they show her incompetency directly after. Is this one of those themes I've heard so much about? Returning to my earlier point, what exactly is Harley supposed to do against a superhuman level threat? Everyone else in the story is using bullets, bladed weapons, or flamethrowers, but the movie bestows on her the same efficacy as the rest of him by making her bat useful. One of the characters deadass says that these soldiers can take a bullet in the head and keep on going. You fucking idiot, you should have outfitted your army with bats instead. She has the most time dedicated to her out of all of the squatters, so plenty of time to justify why she's useful, right? In the extended edition, they use all of this time to flesh out the relationship between her and resident edgelord Jared, the society man himself. Instead of giving a reason as to why she's out and about, they give a reason as to why she shouldn't be let out of jail. She was apparently a well-accomplished, intelligent therapist, then the Joker mind broke her. Wow, that's actually an interesting concept and could cement Jared Leto's portrayal as the Joker as one of the greats. If he used clever psychological manipulation to slowly turn her, we could— No, there's none of that. This is it. Great. Magnificent. Moving on, Boomerang Man. He is the best character in the film, hands down. While everyone else is allowed to move about, including the literal Reptile Man, and given enough respect to act autonomously during the scene, he's brought into the area in a fucking sack, which he bursts out of like a fucking demented butterfly and proceeds to annihilate the nearest living being. Absolute mad lad, I tell you. He's in prison because the Flash caught him robbing diamonds. It said in his bio that he's robbed every bank in Australia at least once. That's over 50 banks, folks. That's so many banks that he moved to America so that he'd have more banks to rob. Who's next? Yeah, the Crocodile Man. This guy's story is tragic more than anything. They explain that people treated him like an animal, so he became one. The movie doesn't exactly give a reason as to why he's in jail, let alone the same jail as all of these people happen to be in for some reason. And then Batman chased him out of the city.
Was chased out of Gotham by the Bat, went searching for sanctuary elsewhere. He never found it.
Why? For what? What was he doing? Justice for Crocodile Man. He's done nothing wrong. There are a couple of shots of people trying to detain him, again, for doing nothing wrong. And he retaliates in kind. Seriously, they provoked him. We're never even given a crime. How long was his sentence? I don't understand. And he's kept in the sewer like a damn animal. Poor bastard. Okay, fuck, who's next? Oh yeah, Fire Guy, El Diablo. So his backstory is that he killed a bunch of people during a prison riot.
Gets jumped in a prison riot and incinerates half the yard.
Despite not being directly threatened. Okay. Now he won't raise a fist against anyone. He's sworn an oath of pacifism. First of all, why is this guy in the squad if he literally abstains from violence? They don't even give him an ultimatum or anything, they just bring him along after he says no. But, the pacifism thing, neat idea. Are you gonna use it for anything? Maybe some commentary on the human condition, that by helping to harm, you're harming to help? No. Again, no. He's also the guy I said got a shonen power-up later on, despite them never showing, alluding to, or even hinting that this was a thing he could do. It's shite. Okay, fine, Slipknot, I'll talk about you. This guy isn't even a character. He's a plot device. His purpose is to doubt that the bombs in his neck is real and die because of it, setting the stakes of the film. He gets convinced in like 3 lines by a dude that he's never met and is the least persuasive person in the entire film that it's all an elaborate hoax. Man could climb, man could punch women, man could explode. Okay, anyone I'm missing? Well, she's technically not a part of the Suicide Squad, but...
This is Katana! I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
That is the most ham-fisted delivery in the entire film. Jesus Christ! What's her character arc? She doesn't really get a character. Rick Flag just kind of exposits about everything she does.
Man who killed her husband used that sword.
She talks to him.
Speaking of which, Mr. Flag himself, the leader and overseer of the squad on the field. He is the lover of the Enchantress's host, June Moon, an archaeologist of such famed incompetency that even the fucking movie takes potshots at her.
Such an impulsive action is considered uncharacteristic of Moon as an individual and generally highly unprofessional for an archaeologist of her stature.
The movie itself acknowledges the plot hole it created. What self-aware fuckery is this? The Enchantress leaves because the people in charge of her are stupid idiots that just let an entity that they know can teleport roam around freely with no surveillance. She tries to get her heart back, but the case activates. Is this implying that it will blow her heart up if she's near it? I don't... So, Waller has the clearance to keep her as a pet, but can't create a squad of idiots without requiring approval? I mean, she's pretty suspicious. She teleports away and grabs the other artifact containing her brother from a random shelf in a lab somewhere. This thing is just standing around in full view instead of being held deep within a vault somewhere. June would have told them that this was a thing just like the thing that contains the Enchantress, but fuck that, let's just keep this artifact of her power level or greater on a shelf. Fuck you, movie. She lets her brother out, which turns the city into a death trap, which pisses off Waller. She stabs her heart a bunch with a pen, but her brother fixes it. I don't know, did he give her a new heart? This heart still seems to be a weakness for her. Fuck it, I don't care. So the Suicide Squad is sent in to save everyone on the planet. I guess the actual heroes in this universe were busy playing chess or some shit. During the battles, we see a bit of context on the Joker and Harley Quinn. The Jonkler is an edgy fuckwit who kills people and drives into a lake, and then Batman socks his waifu in the face. It's great. She submits to him and then she gets her brain fried for some reason. Then she tries to stop him by driving a motorbike in front of him, and then she falls in a vat of acid and he saves her. Mini romance. There's this scene where everyone sits down and has a drink and learns about each other. Diablo tells us his backstory and how he burned his family. It makes the fact that he uses his powers and breaks his vow of pacifism after being poked by Deadshot once even more diabolical in execution. Captain Boomerang grabs some beers and fucks off. He's still a great character. They attempted to do something earlier by announcing that he liked pink unicorns and then having him carry a pink unicorn on him. He gets stabbed, and some intern must have told the writers that it probably wouldn't stop a knife, so they replaced it with a stack of cash. And it's never mentioned again. Nice continuity movie, with hundreds of millions of dollars poured into it. They try and get a backstory out of Katana, but she refuses to tell them anything. Crocodile Man says, I don't know, something about this being his swamp. I wasn't paying attention. They go into this building and find Waller, who proceeds to kill every single innocent member of the task force. Disregarding the flashback with Diablo, she kills more people than the entire Suicide Squad put together. She is the most evil character by far. These poor cunts had nothing to do with the situation.
They weren't cleared for any of this, anything.
Weren't cleared for this? How the fuck, why are they on this fucking task force if they aren't cleared for this? I don't fucking understand what's happening anymore. Aren't you the one who would clear them, you cunt? So the Jonkler flies in on a helicopter to try and kill everyone with a Gatling gun and save Harley. She walks up to it to escape and the bomb in her neck is gone at this stage because there was a subplot. The guy from the prison tried to get amnesty from Jonkler by giving her a phone, and for some reason no one cared about this, or that conversation, or him yelling, or ever searched her for a communication device. Okay. The Jonkster stole the scientist who created the bombs so that he could disarm them, letting Harley Quinn run off without getting slip-knotted.
Our nanites disarmed!
Fucking shoot her, she's right there, you have a gun on you, what the fuck are you doing?
Nanites!
Waller didn't hesitate to shoot members of her own fucking task force, and now a potential loose end is right in front of you and you do nothing? It's not even that you're pinned down by the Gatling gun, she's right in front of you, you moronic head ass. Jesus fuck. So they asked Deadshot to shoot her and he doesn't because, no idea. They have no chemistry and he's a hired gun, yet he won't shoot her despite being offered the one thing his character wants. If he had just said that he didn't want to anger society, then it would have made a little bit more sense, but he just said that he missed. The helicopter goes down and Mr. Edge is presumed dead while Harley drops out just in time. Yeah, no, her ankles are gone. Her legs would have been snapped in half. That's a no from me, dog.
See, there he goes. The jump. And dead. Ask me, the dismount was shaky.
They send in the entire Suicide Squad to kill the big bad. Their plan is to use a bomb that didn't go off when it should have to go off when it should. During all of this, Waller's helicopter goes down and she gets probed for information, somehow not alerting the enemies of this potential plan. Cool. They get close and the omnipotent Enchantress lady gives them all visions of a better life, which Diablo snaps out of and tells them all they're all idiots. It's another attempt at character building, but no. They fight Demon Man, who kicks all of their asses but can't seem to kill him. Guy who can annihilate helicopters in the sky using his brain is having trouble with Mistress Bonk and her merry gang. Cool power scaling, bro. Speaking of which, Diablo goes Super Saiyan out of fucking nowhere and the dude blows up from the selective mine. Then they have a fight with Enchantress. It's shot like shit, and I can't see shit. Then they yeet her heart into the fire, something she can't stop for whatever reason. Then she dies, but the girl possessing her is fine. And then they all get sent back to prison with special perks. Crocodile Man gets a TV and a couch. Harley Quinn gets an espresso machine. Captain Boomerang gets an extra security camera. Apparently since he asked for his freedom, he doesn't get anything. Poor bastard. I don't even think we see Diablo, despite him doing all of the work. And our main character, I think, gets to spend some time with his daughter. In this recreation of their home. What is this place? Why does it open into a concrete hallway? What the fuck? Is this part of the prison? And yeah, this part. They just turned the thing he lied about into a joke. Haha, so funny. His character literally regressed. He didn't learn anything. He's proven to me that he's less worthy of taking care of his kid. How is that even possible? Then the Jonquilla bursts in and steals Harley Quinn, setting up a possible something. Cool, I'm still waiting for Suicide Squad 2, Electric Boogaloo. You know, during the filming of this fucking review, I actually looked up Suicide Squad, and apparently there is a second one coming in August. So that happened. I still don't exactly know what it was in terms of a film, what it stood for, or why it even existed. I guess fleshing out this many characters is hard when you spend the first third of the movie just introducing them. I still don't know what half of the characters wanted or cared about. It just felt like a shit movie. Please tell me what you enjoyed about this movie. Its very existence baffles me. Okay, I promise I'll make a real video next time. For realsies.